Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Welcome back to my podcast. Nice to see you. To see you nice. Okay, it's so much clear. You know, my eyesight was alright until I reached 40. For some reason, anything that was close by, I was struggling to see clearly. So I had to go to optician, and that's why I got these glasses. So it's so much clear. Alright, guys. This last time I made a video was it was two weeks ago. I believe it was about what we talked of. We talked about what is a purpose and why we need a purpose. And yeah, that was on my last video. And today, what we're gonna do, I'm gonna help you find your purpose. All right, guys. Yeah, I don't know. You know what? I stopped smoking 6 years ago, and for some reason, looking at YouTube, looking at all these videos on YouTube, and seeing people smoking cigar, I thought, let me try it, because I didn't see anything wrong with it, because literally you're not inhaling anything, right? So I thought, let me try it, because it's not going to kill you or anything, you know. So I started smoking cigar, and then read more about it, read into it, and realized that it can also kill you. So apparently you can get mouth cancer smoking cigar. So yeah, that's something I'm gonna have to also stop. I bought a 10-pack, which cost me £250, right? And I managed to get this for free because apparently, the more you buy, the more cheaper it is. That's what I thought. So I bought a 10-pack, and I thought, obviously it's gonna be cheap because I'm buying a lot. I'm buying a bulk, but the shopkeeper said no. So I said, if I'm gonna spend that much, at least give me one, which I would like to try out. So he gave me this one. From Cuba. H. Oppmann. Yeah, H. Oppmann. So I'm going to try this out, as you can see. H. Oppmann from Cuba. So yeah, just trying it out. See how it tastes like. So I'll tell you, there's a lot out there, a lot of different flavors. So it's just one of those things where you got to try each one of them and see which one you like. But I got one which I like. So just trying this out. But eventually I'm gonna have to stop if it's gonna give me lung mouth cancer. Then I'm gonna have to, because what was the reason why I'm stopping smoking cigarettes in the first place. So anyway, guys, nice to see you nice. Welcome back to my podcast. Like I said, today it's going to be about me helping you find your new purpose. Alright, guys. I did a little bit. I think it was what do you call it? A short clip. I'm not sure. I think it was a short clip or a video, but it didn't last that long. Probably 5 to 6 minutes video explaining why we need a purpose and what is a purpose. But today, like I said, I'm going to help you guys find your purpose. Alright, guys. Now, like I explained from the last video, the last one I did, that everything has a purpose. Okay, guys, understand that everything has a purpose. Alright, such as let me give you an example. Why does the sun exist? Well, the sun is there to provide lights, to provide food, to provide energy for everything that is here on earth. Right? Without those things, I believe there will be no life here on earth. Okay? Same as trees. Why do trees exist? Trees exist to provide food and oxygen for everything that exists here on earth. Okay? Even if we go down to everything that man has created has a purpose. Okay? Example, why shoes were made. Well, shoes were made to provide comfort and give protection to your feet. Okay? So as you can see, everything has a purpose. Right? There's no such thing as something just existing for no reason. There have to be a reason for it, for its existence. Alright, guys? So, and this is what we're going to get into today. Now, there's three things that I think that will help you find your purpose. Now, one of them, guys, is that you have to be able to meditate. Okay, you've got to make it a common thing for you to meditate. Alright? What is meditation? Meditation simply is you talking to yourself. Now, you've got to be able to find time and talk to yourself. All right. When I say talk to yourself, I'm not saying to you to talk to yourself out loud. I'm saying talk to yourself within. Okay, have that deep conversation with yourself. What I tend to do sometimes when I'm brushing my teeth, I finish brushing my teeth, or have that moment where I'll just look at myself in the mirror and have that deep conversation, with myself. I mean, we all have different ways of doing it. You might find that it's best for you to lock yourself in the room and meditate, or find a space in the garden, somewhere quiet, where you can block all the noise and the chaos of the world and just focus on yourself and have that deep conversation within, and literally ask questions, ask why you're here and what is your purpose, you know. But yes, you have to make it a common thing, all right? And I'm sure a lot of you will probably, you know, don't do it often, or you think it's weird when someone is, you know, in that moment talking to themselves. Because a lot of us today, the way I see the world today, a lot of us today are just sort of, because the life we live is so busy that we don't even have time to spend on ourselves. Or some of us, even though we know it's something that we need to do, but we refuse to do it because we think it's just weird, or it's just that you just don't want to, I don't know, connect with yourself like that. That, you know, you just want to be in this chaotic way of, because everything else is chaotic around you, that you also have to be chaotic in order to fit in. So this is what I think. So a lot of us, we're out here literally living a lie, right? Most of us, what we give out is not what we actually are. Okay, and I just see it as, that's just a wrong way of living. Just be honest with yourself. If you find that, you know, it's funny because the only time where we actually, there's a saying where it says that the only time you literally seek God is when you're in need, right? So the only time when you're in trouble, that's when you ask, you call out God. But when everything going your way, you don't seek out God. It's exactly the same thing with meditation, talking to yourself. Okay, the only time when you actually find yourself in problem, that's when you start talking to yourself. Why am I doing this? What needs to be changed? That's when you start asking them deep question. But why wait until that moment arrives when, you know, trouble comes knocking on your door? Why not just do it before that? Prepare yourself. All right, because the person that you actually seeking, the person that you actually talking within, is that God within. All right, so don't be afraid. Don't move so far away from that God within that you can't, that you find it difficult later on to have that relationship with, right? Make it a common thing where you talk to that person, that person within you, that God within you. Okay, it's not, don't make it a stranger. That's you. Okay, not just when you in time of need, when you're doing well, when life is good. You know, have that deep conversation within you. That's one way of finding your purpose. You have to be able to have that deep conversation with yourself, which what we call is meditation. Okay, meditation simply is you talking to yourself. Okay, guys, make it a common thing. Don't be scared now. All right. Number two, guys. Number two, which I believe a lot of you will probably disagree. I believe number two, I believe, is religion. Now, if you're not into religion, fine. I mean, for me, I know that I believe that if you believe in something, everybody believes in something, right? Everybody believes in something. Whether it's not God, whether I don't care, we all have a belief. Okay, guys. Now, religion. Why do I say religion? Because religion gives you a foundation of why you're here and what you need to do. Right? Because I'm Catholic. I call myself Catholic because I go to a Catholic church, and my parents are Catholic. Okay, it's been passed on, but I would not say I'm Catholic in the sense that everything Catholic do or say I follow. Right? There's certain things I follow which comes from Quran, sorry, not Quran. Right? So there's certain things I live my life where you'll find it in Quran. You'll probably find it in a Jewish, I don't know what you call Jewish Bible. There's certain things you'll find it in a way that, even the way I pray, I like to pray in, I like to have that space on my own and on my knees and pray that way. Some people, do it in a different way, but I do certain things in a different way. It's not just in a Catholic way, all right? Because if you actually look into it, if you're one of those people where you open to different kind of teaching, like I am, I've read Quran. If you opened, you'll find that most religions are quite similar anyway, right? Should I say similar? Should I say the same? Most of them are all the same. Majority of them, they're the same, right? If you literally look into it deep, you'll see they're all the same. So it doesn't affect me in a way where I have to stick to one religion like that. I don't put myself in a group like that. Okay, I'm Catholic, so because I'm Catholic, I don't talk to, the way they pray or what they believe is completely different. I don't put myself. I'm open, right? As long as you're a good person, as long as your teaching, it coordinates with my belief, with my core purpose, who I am, then I can go with it. Okay. A lot of you will probably disagree with religion because you believe that a lot of stuff goes on in the world today, a lot of bad stuff that goes on in the world today, wars and all this deaths and people dying is because of religion. The way I look at it is that religion is just a reflection of humanity, of the world we live in, right? Because even if you take away the religion, there's still going to be war. There's still going to be chaotic. There's still going to be people dying. There will be. Why? Because when you have different cultures, when you have different people with different view of the world, there's bound to be war. There's bound to be disagreement, right? There's bound to, when you have greed in a man's heart, there's gonna be chaos. There's gonna be starvation, right? That's just the way the world is. It's nothing to do with religion. Nothing to do with religion. In fact, religion is just a knowledge. Religion literally just knowledge. Now, like we all know, like we all know, knowledge is power, right? And power in the wrong hands, power in the wrong hand is deadly, right? And power in wrong hand is deadly. And I think this is what is happening in the world today. People just using religion to do wrong, to control, right? But it's got nothing. It's nothing. It's got nothing with religion itself. It's what people use it to do, right? So, like I said, religion literally teaches you the basic of who you are and why you're here, and that's what you need to find. You need to find you. You need to find your purpose. And one way of finding your purpose is religion. If it can teach you, if you can get the basics, right, from a religion without you not taking it too serious in that intent, like, making yourself sort of religious, how can I say, don't take it serious as some people do, where I'm Muslim, I'm Catholic, I'm Jew. So don't take it too deep like that. As long as you take the knowledge from it, just take the knowledge from it, take it, use it, and move on. Okay, guys. Now, that's just one way. It's not necessarily. Religion doesn't. You don't need religion to find your purpose, but it's one way of finding your purpose. Okay, which is helpful. It really is helpful, religion. Now, number 3, guys. Number 3, I'll say, is to be active. What I mean by active is that guys, you have to try to find yourself, right? And you cannot find yourself by being still. You cannot find your purpose by just sitting at home and thinking that your purpose will just fall from the sky to your lap. Okay, so you have to be active. You have to be out there. Either you're working, learning new skills, reading books, traveling the world, meeting new people, getting into debate with others. You have to be active. That's the only way to find yourself. And what I mean by finding yourself is finding what you like and what you don't like, what your strength is and what your weakness is. Okay, what you're good at, what you're not good at. All right. One way you knowing that you find your purpose, or you near finding your purpose, is you knowing what you don't like. Once you know what you don't like, you can sort of put that on the side. Okay, you can sort of try and avoid everything that you don't like. All right, and then now you can concentrate on what you like. When you concentrate on what you like, you tend to also know what you need to get what you like. So it keeps you focused on that path. You see? once you're focused on certain thing, then you know what you want. Okay? And the only way to do that is to be out there, to discover yourself, to find yourself. Okay, guys, there's no other way of doing it. Now, some of us will discover this, will learn this quite young. There's very few will learn this at a very young age. But majority of us will take time. Will take time. Alright. It's a bit like being rich, right? I mean, to have a lot of money is access to everybody. Money is access to everybody. So it's like your purpose is already within you. Okay? But it's one of those things where you have to work. Why? To find it, to discover it. Exactly the same with money. Money is access to everybody. Now, it's on you to work to get the money, right? To get the money that you want. Right? There's very few of us who will get money at a young age. But majority of people that make money, it will be later on in life. Right? But it's entirely up to you to do the work. It doesn't just come to you. It does not come to you. So you sitting there hoping that you're gonna become rich, or you hoping that your purpose will just fall on your lap. That's not gonna happen. It's entirely up to you. This is what one of the gift what men were given. We're given a choice. It's entirely up to you. You see, with everything that we have around us, everything around us has already, they have no option like we human have. You see, everything around us has already, they know the purpose and they stick to it. There's no other option. This is your purpose and this is what you're going to do. Not if not but, they're there to serve a purpose. And what makes human unique is that we have that option. And we have that option. Alright? And let me say this. Beginning of this video, like I said, I gave you an example of a purpose, like sun, trees, and everything else that humans have created, right? It serves a purpose. Have you noticed the common denominator with all these three examples I gave you? Have you noticed? All the three examples I gave from the beginning of this video, it serves the purpose of all these three things I gave you. It serves others. It serves a purpose. Serving. A purpose is literally you serving others. Right? You cannot truly have a purpose, because you see, there's a difference between goals and a purpose. See, goals is all individual, right? Purpose is about you. I mean, goals is about you, right? Goals is, it could be like I want a house, I want a car, I want a wife, 4 kids, travel 3 times a year. It's all about you, goals, right? With purpose, it's about serving, right? With purpose, it's all about serving. And you serving, you get your glorification, you get noticed, you get your reward from literally serving others, right? And see, you get a lot of people will get to the goals, and after getting what they want in life, they're asking what's next. Yeah. So once they have all that money, all their cars, all their wives, they don't know what to do next, because they're not serving. It was all about them. So once you get everything that you want, what's next? And the majority of them will end up doing craziness. Majority of them will end up is crazy, or even taking their lives, right? See, with purpose, because you're serving, because your greatness is feeding other people, and you are being rewarded for it, whether financially or whether just recognition, right? Because you're serving people and you're seeing the gratitude, you're seeing the reward, right? You're seeing your work that you've put in, and it's making people's life easy or better. It makes you keep on going. It makes you to go further. It makes you to do more. It makes you to carry on doing. So, because what you're doing is feeding other people, it's making other people happy. It's giving you the energy to continue going. That's the difference between purpose and goals. Alright guys, purpose is literally you serving other people. And by you serving other people, and you seeing other people shine, being happy, being satisfied, making their life easier, it makes you glow even stronger. It makes you work even harder. It makes you keep going. And this is what we need to find, people. We need to find our purpose. And your purpose it was literally, you were put here on this earth, literally, to serve others. Just like everything else that exists. Everything takes from one and gives to the other. Alright? So it's just a cycle. So if you're an individual, you're just here and just living by taking from others and keeping it for yourself, you literally cutting that circle. You're cutting that circle. And eventually, if we all end up doing that, there will be no need for society that we have today. There will be no need. There will be no functional society like we have today. Because we need people to produce. We need people to provide a service. We need people to provide to event site. We need people to have a company, a manufacturing. We need people to produce. So then other people will buy, other people will use, and they will continue to use that whatever I've made or whatever I've used to better their life, and so then they can go on to do greater things for themselves, right? So we need that cycle. Without that cycle, we won't have a functional society that we have in this country, which is Great Britain, where I'm at now. Okay, we won't have that society. So I never understood why we have a culture where we sort of, instead of encouraging rich people, we tend to bash them. We tend to sort of speak bad of them, right? Not understanding that a lot of them, they actually give more to society than we think they do, right? I mean, without all these companies, without all these manufacturers and supermarket, without all these businesses, there will be a lot of us unemployed without no jobs. And then what would we do? So I encourage each one of us to do better, to think better. It doesn't mean all of us are able to open up a business or invent something new. But at least what you can do is be out there, work. Right? If you can't create something great where you can have other people to work for you and provide income for a lot of people, then at least you can do is work in that business, and you can contribute. You can contribute like that. Yeah, your time and energy contribute for that company to grow, and then you can take your wage and feed your family. Right? If you don't have a family, then feed you. Okay, you can have a little bit of cash and feed to the homeless. Give it to the homeless. Okay, you can give that way. We're not all going to be a business owner or, multi-million company. We're not all going to be like that. But at least you can be active and work. Be part of that greatness and contribute a little something. Okay, guys. So that's me. Hopefully this will help you find your purpose. Like I said, we all have purpose. We all have. We weren't put here on this earth to just sit around and literally enjoy life. Okay, nah. Well, there's nothing wrong with enjoying life. Enjoy your life, or give back. Give back to life. Okay, if you have a family, give back to your family. Right? If you, whatever you're doing, if you got enough to give back to your family and the neighborhood that you live in, then give back to the neighborhood. If you're doing well, so well where you can give to your family and your neighborhood, give back to your country. Give back to your country. Open up a business. Okay? Open up a business and give jobs to many. That's what we need. That's how our society wants. Okay, guys, that's it. 3 ways. That's 3 ways to find your purpose. Okay, be active, guys. Be active. Religion, and another one, guys, is you have to meditate. Right, you have to meditate, guys. Find way to have that time, have that space. Get all the chaotic, the noise out of the world. It's just leave it out, leave it all out, and speak to yourself. Have a talk to yourself. You'll be surprised what you'll find out if you constantly talk to yourself. If you don't ask, you won't get. Talk to yourself and ask them deep questions. Why are you here? What's your purpose? You'll be surprised, guys. Alright, guys, now I think that's it for us today. Hopefully you'll find this quite useful information, and hopefully you take it on into your life and use it, and I'm sure it will be beneficial to all of you out there if you're watching this. Now, please leave a comment so that we can, share some ideas. And leave a comment, like and share with others. And hopefully I'll see you next week. Okay, guys, peace.